The tale of two car keys and how randomness is not really random. So I was switching hotel rooms because the AC doesn't work. So finally, and they kept saying, "Oh, tomorrow it's been days, hasn't been fixed. There's a heat wave going on." So, anyways, now switching rooms, I have keys. They look exactly the same, and the problem is they're card keys. There's no distinguishing features because again, they're literally the same. You just code them for whatever room, and they don't work for both rooms. So you would think the chance is 50-50 that reach into my pocket and grab the correct key. Don't have a sleeve on it, don't have any other things like some people write a marker to say the room number, etc. But it was pretty much not 50-50. Sometimes I would just keep on getting it wrong, sometimes I would keep on getting it right, time and time and time again. And I was thinking, is there something to chance and randomness where it's not really random? As I started thinking about more, I realized I'm switching room to room, right? There's an order in which they're placed in my pocket. When I reach inside, right, I usually grab the one on top, right? One's on top, one's on bottom. So I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. After I use the key, when I put it back, what if I slide it under the other one? And I always grab the one on top. And because I keep going back and forth from room to room, that will always be correct. And lo and behold, that's true. I think that's the issue with chance, probability, randomness. Things in life often aren't actually random. We like to say they are, right? Like your chance of getting an accident, who knows when a drunk driver is on a road, right? Who knows when somebody's speeding? You don't. But, some people don't drive at night. Some people don't drive in certain areas, like near bars. Some people don't drive on New Year's Eve. Their chances of getting into an accident are much, much lower, right? So this whole idea of chance, probability, right? Yeah, you look at them, you switch them up, it's 50-50. But the reality is it doesn't work that way. I put them in my pocket. I have a certain method of putting them, right? Some people have it putting it underneath. Some people have a habit of putting on top. Who knows, right? It's your predisposition, if you will. So for certain people, if they don't think about it, they have a less than 50% chance. For certain people, they have a greater than 50% chance. And when I started thinking about it, I realized why it is. And that's true for many things. Probability is just when you don't know something. When you don't know how things work, you assign it a probability. When you start knowing how things work, probability sort of becomes less important. You could say cause and effect. If I press on the gas pedal, the car will go forward. Is that a probability of 50%? 75, 90? I mean, it's basically certain, right? Because the gas pedal signals to the car that, hey, you want to go forward. And assuming the car is working somewhat okay, it will go forward. It's like for us. I'm moving my hand. Did I say, oh, let me think about moving my hand? There's a greater than 50% chance it'll move. I mean, basically, it'll move. Now, if you have a stroke or a neurologic injury, then that's not true. Even if you think you want to move it, it's still not going to move. And again, it's not 50% chance. I think about these people who climb rocks. Free soloing is the term to use when you don't have any ropes. Climbing a sheer cliff. And somehow they mostly come out okay. Would you flip a coin and say that's the probability of them turning out okay? It doesn't work that way. If I were to climb it, the probability of me dying is probably near 100%, right? These people, it's not. See, when we climb it, our muscles fatigue, we may lose our grip, and down we plunge, right? But these people, they're so well trained that Alex Honnold was saying when somebody asked him, aren't you scared of flying El Capitan without any ropes? He's like, I never thought about fear. I mean, it's basically for me climbing it, it's like you walking across the street. Are you scared when you cross the street? I mean, there's always a chance that something may happen, right? A car just is speeding by at 100 on a small street and plows right into you. You couldn't have seen it coming. That's true, right? But we don't think about that. We're not afraid. We're not fearful. Because we say, okay, I move my feet, it moves, right? We're not going to say, oh, all of a sudden my feet are going to crumple, I'm going to collapse in the middle of the road and be stuck there for like 10 minutes and any car would run me over. Because it works, right? So the room keys, they look the same. They're not the same. You think there's no way to keep track without a sleeve or a marker to write on which one it is? And that's simply not true.